Okay, so now let's see the same thing for rows. Okay, whatever it did for the column, okay, let's try to implement the same procedure for the rows also. So let's say, let's try to grab the rows, with the, with the same procedure as the column, and let's see what happens. Okay, so now as you can see, it is going to show you an error. It is saying that something is wrong with A and we cannot find A. Okay, so whenever you're trying to grab something like this, like the traditional way, it is going to do it for the column but not for the rows. And what the reason is, because rows and column can have the same name, and whenever we want to grab something, so it must be column, because that is the main labels that we have. Okay, so whatever we are doing for the columns cannot be done with the rows. So whenever you want to grab something from the rows, if you want to grab something from the rows, then there are two ways of doing it. Two ways to fix this. Okay, fix this. So two ways of doing it. First is using df.loc. Okay, just a second. df.loc. loc mean location. Okay, and now what you can do is, not the you have to press the square bracket. You have to press the square bracket and you have to mention your row name, and now you're going to get your series back. Okay, now as you can see, now you have the column name, you have the these are the column names, and these are the values that you need. These are the actual values of the rows. Okay, now if you see the data frame, 279 minus 8 and 86, and now you can see 279 minus 8 and 86. Okay, that is the beauty of using it. So whenever you want to grab something from the rows, you have to type LOC there. Okay, you cannot type directly like df and df of any row number. No, you can do that for the column, but you cannot do that for the rows. Now let's try to implement the multiple columns. Okay, so you have to type df.loc and give the multiple columns there. Okay, as simple as that. And now just run it, and not multiple columns, I'm sorry, it's multiple rows. You can give the multiple rows, and now you have the values of multiple rows like A and E, and these are the columns, and now you have the data with you. Okay, so that is how you're going to do it for the rows, for the grabbing of the elements. And also there is second way by using an index number. You can also use the index number. How? You can just type df.iloc. I means index location. Okay, and you have to put the square bracket, not the traditional round bracket. You have to put the square bracket, and you will give the index number. It is going to give you the output that you desire. Okay, and that is the, like, whatever the index you are going to give, it is going to give you the output, whatever the output that you want. And you can also even perform the slice operation here. You can also even perform the slice operation like 0:3. Okay, like 0:3, and you're going to implement that slice notation. Okay, and now you can see the slice notation is now being shown. Okay, so that is how you're going to do it, and we'll be having we'll be using these quite a lot in the projects, maybe in the feature engineering, maybe in the trying to implement the ensemble methods. There are many methods we have, so we'll do that later on. Okay, now let's talk about the dropping. Okay, let's talk about dropping. Remember, we drop the columns by using df.drop new axis is equal to 1. That means we have implemented the axis is equal to 1, and axis is equal to 1 means across columns. Okay, now let's try to drop it. Okay, drop the rows. How to drop the rows actually, because this is important. Sometimes we need to drop a row maybe. So then what we'll do? So that is how you're going to do it. df.drop simply, and you'll say the drop number. You don't need to put axis is equal to 0, because in default axis is 0 only. As you can see, axis is 0 in default, so you don't need to put it. So in default, if by chance your row and your column name is same, and you try to drop it and drop it by the name, then it is going to drop the column. It is going to drop the row in by default. So that is why whenever you want to drop it something from the column, then you have to use it axis is equal to 1. Otherwise you can just simply run it. It is going to drop the row. So in default it is going to drop the row. Okay, so now the row has been dropped, the C has been dropped, and it is showing the error. And now let's see the data frame. It is showing the row again. As you can see here, because we haven't placed in place or something. Also, you can there are two ways. I told you already, there are two ways, either by reassigning the variable or by typing in place is equal to true. Okay, in place is equal to true. And now you can simply check the data frame, and now you're going to get the data frame with C dropped. Okay, so that is how you're going to do it, and that is how we'll be implementing our code. So that's it for this video, and we're going to talk about more about pandas, some advanced stuff, and then we're going to move forward with the machine learning. Thank you so much. We'll meet in the next video.